Hey everybody, it's Monday and it's time for Creepy Conversations. This is Shelley,
Polly,
and Shelby.
And today Polly has a story for us. What you got, Polly?
Well, today I'm kind of blending two of my stories I've done before, and I do not have to give any copyrights because they're my own stories.
Well, all right.
Boom.
So boom.
Yeah, take that.
So there.
It is what happens to us when we die.
Oh God, do you want to give me a panic attack?
Okay.
Sort of.
We're
And
gonna have nightmares tonight.
not so much really.
No, I just get panic attacks because I'm like, I don't know.
It's too much.
How
It's
can
an
I-
overload.
No, it does. And the other one is how often do we dream, or do we remember our dreams? But anyways, do you guys know like some songs or smells or holidays or certain moments in your life that remind you of someone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Of course,
For sure.
super
Yeah.
nostalgic person.
Yes. Well, today when I was driving down the road, just like I do every day, there's a house. You know the house I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
don't.
big white house that has the red door. And I always think of it because back in 2015, we lost someone close to us, and his favorite color was red. So I always think of him when I see the red door. So every Thanksgiving is usually when I think of him. And because he spent that holiday with us.
RJ, right?
Yes. And when he passed, he was 22. So I always
That's so
wonder,
young.
yep, what happens to us when we die? And we don't know because none of us has died. And there are a lot of different ideas, what happens, and I could give you my opinion, but nobody cares because it's just
It's
my
our
opinion.
podcast, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
care.
we
Right.
care.
Well, we're just here to entertain. And
I mean, I went to after Jack died. I went and did Bible study, and I tried a lot
Exactly.
of different things because
Yes.
I wanted to understand more.
right,
But the thing is, we really won't know. You
No.
just have to pick a faith or choose not to know and know everything will be good.
right, yes, exactly, and that's kind of what you.
It's hard,
Exactly,
though.
that's it. Exactly, and everybody deals with
Because
it
you search
a
for
different
answers.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You just want to, the bottom line is
You
make
wanna
sure they're
know.
okay.
Yeah, you just want to know they're at peace for real.
Right,
Mhm.
right, and that's exactly what you have to do. So that kind of brings me to like my other story. Basically, was how often do you dream, and does Jack ever come to you?
I was
in
gonna
his
say, that
dreams?
makes me think. Do you think that they come to you in your dreams when you're?
I
Because
mean, this is
Sydney
my
said
personal
she's
opinion.
seen him.
I do because my
Really?
I've had
And
experiences.
there's like, I'm not for psychedelics, but if you take a certain one, I guess you can feel energy.
Ayahuasca.
That's the new one out,
That's
and that
the new
one's
one.
crazy. I
I'm
heard, but I don't know
scared
which
about
one
that.
this is. But it's like it's a loved one, I guess. You shouldn't do it. I'm not saying you should do it, but I guess it can make you feel energies, instead.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend did it once, and she said she felt Jack there, like she could see him almost, like energetically.
Right.
And I kind of believe her, because like when you do drugs, you're almost in a dream state. Do you know what I
Well,
mean? Sometimes.
I do. I think
So you're
that
in
like when you do
consciousness
psychedelics,
of-
it opens up different parts
And
of
that's
your
why people go
brain
nuts.
that we don't usually use. You know what I mean? But it's there. We just don't know how to gain access to it. But when you're on a psychedelic, it just automatically gives you access. And so, in my personal belief, I believe that when you see, if you're, tripping out or whatever, and you see a spirit or something, I think you're actually in that realm because I believe in different dimensions. and different
99%, yeah.
realms. And that, I mean, like people may think that's crazy, and that's
No,
fine.
I think that's normal.
but
I
that's
think
my
it's crazy
belief.
if you
know
don't,
what I
but
mean?
some people are crazy, so they probably do trip in that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that it depends on your
But majority-
your brain chemistry and your DNA and everything
I
else.
would say if you're normally healthy outside,
Right. If if you're prone to schizophrenia, I would suggest you
Anxiety
don't take
as well.
psychedelics.
Like if you have really bad anxiety.
Right.
Because
right.
it just freaks you out.
Right. It just heightens.
My ex
just in general.
thought a rug was swallowing him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just in general, in your dreams, has Jack ever come to you?
No, and I'm really jealous.
Yeah, well, I have never been visited.
I
Now-
have been visited
Really?
and my son and I both were when my grandfather passed away, my mom's dad. He was very, very close. He had a ton of great grandkids and grandkids, but for some reason he and Ben, my son, really bonded. Okay, and then he passed when Ben was 5. And the night after he passed, or no, I'm sorry, it was the night after his funeral, I had a dream where I was my regular age, which I was in my 30s at that point. I was like 35 when he passed. And he was in as his old age, you know what I'm saying? But he was in like a blue suit and he was sitting in a chair and I was sitting in his lap. And it was as real as you and I are here.
Uh-huh.
And he was just like, I want you to know, kiddo, I love you and I'm okay.
Wow.
And boom, it was that quick, but it was
Nice.
very real. And then the next morning, I'm getting Ben ready to go to school. And he said, he called him Pappy. And he said, Pappy came to me last night in the light. And I said, in the light?
Wow.
And he had a star, kind of like a star light
Uh-huh.
shape. And it emitted like little star shapes all over. And he
Right.
said, Pappy came through that light and said, hi, Baldy, because he always called him Baldy because it took Ben like 3 years to get hair.
Uh-huh.
So he always said, and he said he came to him, said, hi, Baldy, and left.
That's crazy.
And it was
Wow.
all happened on the same night. So whether that was a dream or not, I'm not sure, but I
That would be really
like
ironic.
to believe it was really my grandpa.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right.
But I haven't seen anything hair nor hide of my dad.
Wow.
You know, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Now my ex-husband passed, and he comes to me all the time in dreams. I don't know why, but never, with like, hey, I'm dead, here I am. Just
And
just
in your
dreams in
dream.
general.
Well, I had a question about that. Two questions actually. Do you dream about him like in clusters, or do you just every so often dream about him, or do you like never dream about him and then all of a sudden you have 2 or 3 dreams about him? You know what I mean?
I don't remember. It is weird though that sometimes I'll dream 1 second it'll be him, 1 second it'll be Rodney.
It's probably your self-conscious trying to tell you, I don't want to be around him. Where's my husband?
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
very
good
good.
one.
You
So
should
you
be a
switch
dream
it out.
analyzer.
Good one.
That just
Yeah.
came to me.
Wow. She's a natural.
She is.
That's
yeah.
like good.
Oh, and I take that back about RJ. I did one time he flashed in for 1 second. He was just standing there, and that was it.
I feel
I
like
think
I've
that
had a
was,
dream
just
about
saying-
Jack, but not talking to Jack.
Yeah,
I'm hearing it's okay because he knows you've been wondering.
yeah.
Maybe he
Right.
that's all he could do because we don't know how can they come back at will or do they have to ask
Yeah.
permission?
I think that it's not traumatizing for me, but at the same time, I don't want to be sad all the time. So maybe I just block it out. Like I
Yeah.
have done a lot of things in my life before. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I dream something,
And then I was like, and then I think
That makes sense.
maybe
I
me
can't
and
remember
Rodney
any of my
should set up
dreams.
a code like you need to come to me within, or we need to come to each other within a year to let each other know you're okay. But then I thought, can you tell time on the other side?
And what's a
You
year over
can't
there as opposed
say-
to here?
Yeah, I can
Mm.
promise you because over there might not be time.
Right.
So over there you can't say,
A year could be a minute for
Yeah.
them or 1,000 years.
yeah. So then over here I'm waiting, or you're waiting for the okay, and waiting and waiting, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's not okay, or she's not okay, and you're like, oh, I'm okay up here
Right.
in heaven,
And the
Yeah.
weird thing, the thing that really, really
Yeah.
bites is that we'll
It's
never know
mind-boggling.
until it happens to us.
exactly.
that's why I was just in like I can't think
It
about
almost
it because
blows my mind if I think too much
there's
about
too
it.
many
There's
ways
too
it
many
could
variables.
go. There's
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
There's too
feel like
many what
you'll-
ifs.
But-
if you try too hard to think about it, you'll almost like it not punish, but like just don't. I don't know.
That fun fact. Did you know if you dream you're falling, and if you hit the floor and you don't wake up,
You're
you'll
dead.
die?
Fun
I've
fact.
heard that.
How are you ever gonna know? Did somebody?
Right?
Because if you're dead, you can't come
I was
back
gonna
and
tell you
tell.
guys a
Just
fun
kidding.
fact.
Like,
I
it's
got
like,
you.
wait a
And I
minute.
saw, and it was like something about after
Yeah.
death.
I have a fun fact.
Your brain doesn't shut up
Okay.
till 10 seconds after death. I'm like, how the fuck did they know? they ask the person 10 seconds afterwards, you know, what did you feel?
No.
You know?
But on that note, I just watched this, you know, me going down my rabbit holes. Okay, so, you know, back in the day, they used to decapitate people.
Yep,
Okay?
could take up to 30
No.
seconds. So.
This one dude was alive for, I forget how long, it was like a half hour or an hour. And he was still, like, conscious, and it wasn't, like, just the muscle movement. And then this one guy, I forget what the chicken's
Cool. Like,
name
was he talking or?
No, but
I
he
don't
was,
think it
like,
would be
had
cool.
Yeah, I guess
expression.
he couldn't talk.
He had
but
I think it would be
expressions.
creepy as
his eyes
He had
moved.
expressions, but they still have his head preserved in
They
a
go on.
jar. No,
Or like,
it's preserved though. It's gross. But they had
wonder-
this chicken. This guy
I know they can run around for a
This
half
guy
an hour.
was making a chicken. No, this is what the weird thing is. Okay, he was making his chicken dinner or whatever, and he cut off the chicken's head. Well, then the chicken kept, and so he wanted to do. This is so nasty. Okay, parental discretion is advised. So he wanted to see how
Cover
long the
your
freaking
ears,
chicken
Chad.
would live, and so he just kept feeding him down the neck hole.
Ew! Oh my god!
And he took it on tour, dudes. He took it on tour, and it lived, I forget how long. Yeah, it makes me sick. And then that's how it died, is it choked on a
Choked?
kernel of corn. But it lived for, I don't know how long. I'll look it up.
That is so
Demented.
gross.
It's disgusting. That's like some Hitler shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weirdo, mad scientist BS. I don't like it. Like, how can you do that to another living creature? It's gross. And he took it on tour, and people paid to come see it.
What would you?
What in the
I don't know what's more
Barnum
messed
and
up.
Bailey is going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Who's more sick, the guy that did it or the people,
No, the people
that
that
paid
came
to
to
see it?
Mm.
Just like I was talking
It's
about
like
earlier, that's
another
always like how I
one.
feel about like the crazy people, but then the people who applaud it.
Right.
I think it's
Right.
worse. There's
Okay.
a lot of you.
Sidebar.
You know?
Sidebar. Speaking of people that would pay to see stuff.
What would you pay to see?
I wouldn't pay to see it.
What?
No, but this is what I want Court TV to cover, if you would. That story about the
The melting in the couch?
yes,
The
Oh.
combustion.
LSU, yes.
No, it's not. It wasn't.
It's not combustion. They just let her
It was-
rot.
It was
Just disgusting.
child neglect, I guess you can say on here.
Oh, the story of that girl. Okay.
Yes,
She-
the autistic child.
She
that,
was like 37 years old,
Yeah.
and she was basically turning into the couch. And when they did her autopsy, this is heartbreaking, you guys.
It
They
is.
did her autopsy, and she had couch foam in because she was starving and she was eating the couch, but her body was so deteriorated that it was melted like into the couch. You could see her bones. There
can't-
were disgusting bugs, maggots, things
Yes.
of that nature.
So please, Court TV, cover this case.
There was
Yeah, didn't
fecal
they just leave her there
matter.
because she wouldn't get up and they moved and they left her
They
there?
didn't move.
No,
They lived a
the
normal damn
mother's-
life. They had a
The
lot of
mother's
money.
TV, where
what?
she sat and watched TV, was beside the couch.
Yeah, and they said the
They
authorities.
just let her sit there?
Yes,
And
the-
they were there
Yes,
still?
the authorities asked, how could you stomach the smell? And they said, you just get used to it after a while. These people are just,
How was she alive?
she died.
She was
Like
because
when?
starving to death.
She starved to death.
By
They
what
just-
point? When she was melting into the couch
How
already?
long
or-
was she
Oh,
on the couch
God.
for? I forget how
I
many
don't
years.
know,
I think
but-
it was something like 14 years or something. She was
Maybe
on
there
that
might.
couch.
Hopefully, there won't even be a trial. Hopefully, they'll just plead guilty.
I think they should be left to starve.
Mhm.
Are you kidding me right now?
Starve them to death.
They'll let her go to a home where someone would take
Thank
care of her.
If you don't want to take care of her, put her on a home.
I mean, how
You
dare
I
got
am
you?
so sickened right now. I can't.
Yeah,
even.
that's
It's
why.
heartbreaking.
Well, that I was going to do a story on it, and then I thought, no, I just can't.
I
It's
can't.
heartbreaking.
When I first
It
saw it,
is.
I literally
Who
cried.
can watch
Like, I'm not
someone
even
and
lying.
then just sit?
It was disgusting.
I couldn't even be a CNA because of bed sores.
I had a friend who was a nurse,
I went to
and she
school
had to
in court and
clean like
everything.
fat rolls on people that were like invalids.
And as long
things,
as everyone did their
Oy.
job, they wouldn't have
Right,
them.
but people neglect people, and it's heartbreaking.
It is. It really
Because
is.
what if that was your mom or your dad or your grandma or you or your kid or
I won't
you know,
go to one.
like,
I'd rather. take too much medicine one night.
Right. No,
I
that's what I'm
swear.
saying. I'd rather just OD and over. But then I'm like, do you get, I don't know.
I would
Then you
ask
think about death and you're like, wait,
the
I
hospice
don't know.
lady to do it.
I
Like,
think we need to
Yeah.
take a quick break. Advertising.
Okay, before a quick break,
Yeah,
fun
sorry,
fact.
Okay.
Fun fact. On Polly's red door note, guess what color when we paint our house? We are painting our door.
red.
Yay!
I'm so smart.
You are clever. We are painting it red. And we didn't, it's just so happened that it works out for Polly, but I was planning on painting it red anyway. And so it works out for her.
Bada boom.
Bada boom, bada bing. And we will be back after this important potty break.
Damn, I'm about to get me some.
Ooh, he's a real dog. Good thing there's a spell for that. You can learn one too at Shell Spells. Check it out and have a magical day.
And we're back, but unfortunately we have to cut it short today, so
We're here to say
We are here to say, remember, there is no us
Without you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And please, you guys, hit that like. It really helps the algorithms. It helps get our message out there. And thank you so much to our new subscribers. We really appreciate you. And the old subscribers. We appreciate you all, and we love you.
bye.
yeah, baby.
And stay creepy.